Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saturday's episode. It's a very special one. I've got my friend here with me, and we're going to be doing a double commentary on Rift.
Woo!
Yes. So, generally, the quests are your typical go out, kill X number of this, and you'll get rewarded for that. But there has been a few different kinds of quests.
hmm So I know little to nothing about this game, but I don't want to alarm you, but there is a skeleton following you.
Yeah, that's my pet.
Okay, no judgment. I probably would have gone with something like a dog, but sword
Well,
wielding skeleton is
it
perfectly okay.
has something to do with the class I am. So you've got your basic warrior, mage, rogue, and cleric. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly. Anyways,
Someone who runs a shop.
no, like the
Oh,
um,
cleric,
yeah, that one.
like the okay, yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
Anyways, so this is my mage, I think. Yeah, this is my mage.
hmm
And then each class has around 4 or 5 subclasses. And so this is a mage, but it's a specialist as a Grave Lord, I believe. Hence the undead pet.
I see.
Yeah. So, let's see here. I've got to kill a bunch of these beasties out here and shut down a couple portals.
So, just a typical day in Rift is like giant tentacle things coming out of the sky.
That is actually a rift. This is what makes the game actually interesting.
Oh,
That is a rift. You go through an average of 2 or 3 stages to close the rift, and you get really special bonuses for doing it.
I see.
And rifts will pop up all sorts of places. And they're usually different elements. Like there's fire rifts, earth rifts, and stuff like that.
And tentacle rifts, apparently.
Yes, I'm not entirely sure what kind of rifts those are. I think they're death rifts, but I'm not perfectly sure.
Well, yeah, that's exactly the place I would want to go.
They're easy to beat.
The sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows rift is probably not a possibility.
No, there's no such rift as that, as far as I know.
Oh, what a shame.
Yes. And another thing I've really liked is this game has an absolutely immense world.
Okay.
Just as soon as I close this portal real quick, I'll show you.
So, are there actually other people where
Yes,
you are?
this is an MMO.
Okay. Well, I meant in your particular area.
Uh, probably there's probably a few humans wandering around here somewhere. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the world map. So this free march area, that's usually for levels between level 1 and level, I'd say 20-ish.
Okay.
And then I believe you go into Stonefield. But I haven't explored much of Stonefield before.
So, what level are you then?
I'm a level 8.
Ah.
Got to kill some beasties here. And you also have 2 basic factions, the Defiance and the Guardians.
Okay.
And one is not necessarily better than the other. I should also mention that neither of them are necessarily the good faction or the bad faction.
So just kind of neutral.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're both warring with one another, but neither of them necessarily are good or bad. The villains in this game are basically the rifts and the stuff that comes through them.
Okay.
And of course, all the stuff you have to kill is obviously your enemy.
Mhm.
Oh, and there are your typical trade skills in the game. I haven't really trained in any yet.
So what are those?
You can have up to 3 of them at once, and you've got, excuse me, mining, forging, weaponsmithing, armor smithing, tailoring, butchering, um, there's like fishing, and a couple other ones that I can't quite remember.
Okay.
So basically, you kind of want to get a mix of 3 that work well together.
Right.
And also, it kind of depends on what you want to do with your trade skills. Like, if you actually want to make your own armor and weapons, you know, you should get certain skills. But if you're more just... Well, actually, it can even depend on what kind of armor you can wear. Because, like my mage here can only wear cloth armor.
Mhm.
So, obviously making metal armor is not going to help me much. Because I
Right.
can't wear it anyways.
Mhm.
So, um... but with some of the other classes you can wear like chain or plate, and so that's when it's actually useful to get the armor smithing trade skill.
Uh-huh. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. And another thing I have absolutely loved is they really reward you for exploring.
Mhm.
Like, you'll gain experience when you explore. So, let me show you a little bit about how Rift combat works. So,
Okay.
as soon as I kill this person so they don't get in my way.
So your class is mainly like a ranged type of class.
It's actually mainly focused on the magical powers,
Okay.
but yes, most of them are ranged. Okay, so these are Rift creatures that can only be battled in rifts.
Okay.
And as you can see there, I'm in stage 1 of Rift combat. So I've got to complete the objective for this stage, which is killing 4 of these things,
Okay.
and then it will progress to the next level of combat.
Alright, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then at the end you face kind of a mini-boss, which is still quite easy to kill, actually.
So is there like a level of difficulty that's set no matter what rank you are, or is there does it go along with your ranking up?
This particular rift is basically your starting rift, for lack of a better term,
Mhm.
because it is always going to be a level 7 rift, and the rest of the rifts in the game are kind of more random, both in where they appear and what level they'll be.
Okay.
So, yeah. Also, another thing I've really liked is this game has an absolutely immense progression, power progression. I'm gonna back up a little bit here so I don't immediately aggro any people. And here's stage 2.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the trick to this stage is to make it easier when you're a lower level is you gotta take out these skeletons without alerting the guy in the middle.
Okay.
So that's basically you just circle around, don't get too close to the guy in the middle, and take them out with ranged attacks. I hate it when that happens. Okay, so this rift, I believe, is 3 stages. So now I kill this guy. Alright, he's dead. Final stage. And there he is. That's the little mini-boss you have to battle.
What is it?
It's... they call it a shade-bound Death Speaker, but for all intents and purposes, it's basically like cross between a dragon and a gargoyle. Gargoyle, I think it's called.
Or gargoyle, even.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, there you go. The rift is closed.
Okay.
And you collect the loot. And see, the rift is all gone. It will respawn, so to speak, eventually, but for now it's closed. Okay. Now I'll blast my way back to the people who gave me the quests. And I'll turn in some quests. So, probably my favorite part has been exploring and using trade skills. Because
And I haven't told him yet.
everything else is just your typical MMO hotkey combat. Auto-aiming and all that good stuff. So, let me see here. You do also have, like, notoriety with various factions. They're like the sub-factions of the factions.
Okay.
So, okay. Ooh. I need one of those. And after a while, I just stopped paying attention to the story.
Great son, an ascendant.
But
Thank you for your assistance.
eventually, well, the thing is, most of the story is just sort of you're this super-powered person from the future that came back to change history, and yeah.
Okay.
It's not really, you don't really need to follow it, necessarily. So in this case, since that doesn't improve my stats, I don't see anything that will.
What a piece of junk.
Yeah. I then go for what would be most valuable to sell.
Good to see you.
Okay, I have no idea what quests I just picked up, but I'm really close to getting level 8. But the other guy did actually give me a new staff that actually improves my stats. Yep, there's another human.
I know quality.
Good, then take these off my hands. So,
Until next time.
alright, so like, here, this guy will teach you the trade skill of forging.
Okay.
And there's the butcher and a miner. And you also have levels of the trade skills, too. and these are obviously your class trainers here. Let's see if there's anything new. No. And these are largely used for your basic teleportation.
Yes, that.
Yes.
Mhm.
However, also when you die, if you've played World of Warcraft or seen it played, you kind of like become this disembodied spirit, and you can like go return to your body and respawn, or return to a point and respawn.
Okay.
This is a point where you can respawn when you die,
Okay.
as well as your basic teleportation. So, we're off to go kill more stuff.
Just a sec.
I know, right? Where am I killing it? Over here. Okay. Let's rock and roll. Also, if you know what you're doing, you can actually sneak around and not really get into too much combat.
Mhm.
If you're basically just trying to pass through an area.
So is there like one class that's really good at stealth?
The rogue is supposed to be better at stealth than most classes, but really the only trick is to just... Ooh, shiny. There we go. I'm level 9 now. But the real trick is to just know how to dodge the enemy.
Mhm.
So, this is the power tree.
Ugh.
Yes. So, I'm trying to level this up so that I can get a power for an improved pet. However, over here, I'm reducing the time it takes to cast one of my main attack spells.
Okay.
So, this guy should be worthless. Alright. We kill a bunch of stuff and use some sort of apparatus on something. Oh, and we set fire to a bunch of barricades, of course. Let's light them up. Alright. Burning barricade. Another victim. Take that. And you can purchase mounts in these in this game, but they're really, really expensive.
What kind of mounts?
It varies by faction, but for this particular faction, it's like these half mechanical, half biological horse things. It's kind of hard to explain.
Okay.
But I'll get around to showing you some of them. I won't get to ride them, but you'll at least see what they look like. Also, I should mention this world is divided in half right here. So you've got the Defiant faction over here, and the Guardian faction over here.
Okay.
And you can't mix. Unless maybe you're on like a PvP server. But I figured I'd probably have enough trouble without adding people killing me.
Mhm.
So, we're heading up towards there. That's our goal. Shouldn't be too difficult. These creatures are only level 7 creatures.